One, two, three, testing. Yeah, I can see people. All right, perfect. Thank you, team, for setting this up from the technical side. I'm very happy to see you all and hope you're all enjoying your time in Georgia. Unfortunately, I couldn't join you there on site because due to the Russian invasion of Ukraine, traveling right now is quite complicated and it would take me like over 48 hours one way to get there. Not me who should say sorry for that. So yeah, and if you hear any noises on the background, this is my cat. I apologize for him. He doesn't care about important business events. So I'm Margarita, and we will be talking today about AI voice cloning and how it's used in the entertainment industry and many more other industries. You will be surprised. Um, I'm working for Respeecher, and I'm sure some of you might have heard about it. We are providing speech-to-speech voice cloning services or speech synthesis services. We enable one person to speak in the voice of another particular person. We call those people source and target, where target would be someone whose voice we are cloning, and then source voice would be someone who's actually reading new lines for us. We create a new script. Then when we have this script recorded, we can apply target voice to that. And we call this process voice conversion. We've been working in the entertainment industry for quite a while, a bit more than 5 years now, and delivering projects for like Hollywood and other top-tier clients. You might have seen our work in The Mandalorian. We did the voice of young Luke Skywalker who appeared there at the end of the second season. And sorry for those who haven't watched, sorry for the spoilers. You will have more spoilers here today. And then we also did the voice of Darth Vader for Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And interesting fact about that, many Western media with worldwide reach wrote about that because our sound engineer was delivering voice conversions for this project from a bomb shelter on the 24th of February last year. And then we did young Luke Skywalker again for the Book of Boba Fett, and then we were credited in the God of War, Ragnarok, and Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. Let's talk a bit about what is generative AI and allow me to introduce some definitions to you. So first, there was a deepfake, and I'm sure everyone here saw some deepfakes online. So deepfake is actually AI-altered image or voice or audio that is used maliciously to spread some misinformation. So regulators introduced the new term, which would be synthetic media, which means basically the same, but it's not connected to some false information or any manipulating or altering a visual or audio information to create some fake content. So, which makes deepfake a part of synthetic media that is mostly focused on fake content. And then there is the term generative AI, which is synthetic media plus large language models, LLMs, like GPT-3. You all know about it, I'm sure. I wanted to highlight one important project here we delivered in partnership with MIT when we cloned the voice of Nixon. So there is a video where Nixon reads a speech that was never spoken, actually. The speech was written for the case if Apollo mission goes wrong. And since it was successful, this speech was never actually spoken. And we did this project to highlight how misinformation and disinformation, what impact it can have on like our reality when we just create an alternative reality, which has never been true. We actually got an Emmy for this project. We have 4 of those in our Kyiv office. And then let's talk a bit about synthetic speech. So basically there are 2 approaches in the industry to synthetic speech. And that would be text-to-speech and speech-to-speech. As you might have guessed, for text-to-speech, the input would be text. So basically you type something in and you get audio recording out of it. For speech-to-speech, it's a bit different because we use audio recordings as an input and then audio recordings we have as an output. I would say the main difference would be is that for text-to-speech, you don't need people to be involved. It can be fully automated. However, it might sound not as natural as you would like. It has some limitations in terms of emotional range, as well as it's quite limited by words and dictionaries it was trained on. While with speech-to-speech, it's not limited in terms of languages, it's language agnostic because the system works purely in the sound domain. So it doesn't know what you're saying exactly. It recognizes sounds and phonemes. This way you can create not only words like with text-to-speech, but also some non-speech sounds like oh, and we use those in our speech, which makes it sound natural and like human. So the disadvantage of speech-to-speech approach, I would say, is that we need human to participate. But that's a good thing, I think, because humans are the best at performance, the best at emotions and intonations, and it allows us to deliver high quality content, which complies with industry standards. And then let's talk a bit about ethics, because this is a very important topic when we're talking about the use of AI. And I would tell you how we approach ethics from a Respeecher standpoint. So first of all, we have our internal policies and safety mitigation tools, which basically means that we never clone voices without permission from the voice owner. We just don't think this is the right thing to do, and we churn so many projects because they didn't have permission from the voice owner. And then we also have a library of voices that we provide to users. We have all the rights to those voices. And also on top of that, we implemented moderation in our platform. So we don't allow any potentially controversial content like sexual content, political, violent. We try to protect those voices from any potential misuse. Then also, while evaluating the project, we always go through risk assessment and impact assessment. While with risk assessment, it will be mostly focused on gathering permission or consent from voice owner or their relatives, estate, anyone, legal representative. When with impact assessment, what we do, let me give you an example. So producers came to us with a project about mass shootings in the schools in America. And we didn't take the project. They wanted to clone voices of kids who died during those mass shootings. And we thought it might have not really good impact on the families of those kids. So we decided to not take this project. And then self-regulation, because industry still stays kind of unregulated. There are not much laws about the use of AI, especially when it comes to synthetic speech. So we understand that it's very important to come up with some best practices of ethical and respectful use of AI voice cloning. And more to that, we are participating in a lot of committees to make sure other companies in the industry also know about these best practices and can implement those in their work. There is a short list of committees and initiatives we are leading, and I would like to stop here at one of those. That would be a Content Authenticity Initiative. So we partnered with Adobe to tackle misinformation by verifying the origin of the digital content. In simple words, it means that files that generated with our product will have some metadata, like cryptographic signature, provenance, and it will be clear that those audio recordings were synthetically made. And you can see it when uploading those to Adobe Premiere Pro. This is a modern approach to digital security, and we hope that other companies in the space will also incorporate this into their works. And now we come to the fun part. I will show you some examples of how it works, and I will tell you bits about applications for different industries. So first of all, I wanted to highlight that we developed cross-language conversion, or cross-lingual voice cloning, as we call it, which basically means that we can take any person and make them speak language they never spoke. I will show you quick example so you understand how it works.
过了一会儿，白雪公主慢慢的开始呼吸了。
You mean Prince Pondicherry? Said Grandpa Joe. He began chuckling with laughter. 过了一会儿，白雪公主慢慢的开始呼吸了。You mean Prince Pondicherry? Said Grandpa Joe. He began chuckling. 过了一会儿，白雪公主
慢慢的开始呼吸了。
You mean Prince Pondicherry? Said Grandpa Joe. He began chuckling with laughter.
过了一会儿，白雪公主慢慢的开始呼吸。You mean Prince Pondicherry? Said Grandpa Joe. He began chuckling with laughter. 过了一会儿，白雪公主慢慢的开始呼吸了。You mean Prince Pondicherry? Said Grandpa Joe.
He began chuckling with laughter.
Sorry. Innovative technologies, you know. Yeah, so interesting fact that this also can be applied to singing, and we delivered a great project in partnership with Aloe Black. He sang a song in 5 different languages, and how it actually worked, we trained an AI model on the voice of Aloe Black, and then used 4 different singers to help us with this. So they sang this song in like Chinese, I think French, then Spanish, and Alo speaks English, so he sang the English part. I'll show you an example. I want to play in the full video because it will be too long, but maybe a little part of it so you understand how it works.
The 道路，却被我心动指引。我见不到旅程的尽头，但是我一直有自信。别人说我太腼腆，不懂我活着在梦里。也许我不要睁开我的眼睛。我永不叫着急，让我记醒，给我清醒，因为我总在心生不定。其实以为我了解我的自己，我见不到我的实际，就让我记醒。
I'm not sure if you heard it well, because for me it sounded with some disruptions, but yeah, hope you heard it well. And then another, okay, sorry. Okay, and then another cool project we delivered with partnership with Metaphysics AI. We did the voice of Elvis. We did the voice of Elvis for America's Got Talent, where Metaphysics were participating. Metaphysics are doing visuals, so they did the visual part of this, and we did the voice. The thing is, we were very limited on time for this project. We had basically like a couple of days to deliver it. So we only did the speaking part, and then they used an actual singer impersonator to sing the song. But I can play this very first part where he's speaking with the use of Respeecher.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It sure is an honor to be here with y'all on America's Got Talent. I'd like to thank Tom, Chris, and Metaphysic for having me here tonight. I have to tell you, we're going to do a couple of our biggest records for you now. And this first one is a tender love song. And as a great philosopher once said, you ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Okay, and then we also thought that it's not fair that this technology can be used by only like big corporations with a lot of budget. So we decided to find a way to democratize our technology. And we did it. We developed our product, which is called Voice Marketplace. It's basically a library of voices. We have around 100 voices there, like old, young, kids, females, males, even animals, actually, which I encourage you to go on our website and try. It's really fun to play with. So these voices, we have all the rights to these voices, and any of our users can use those for their projects, for any voiceover content creation, for indie game developers, for anyone, basically. And then we also introduced real-time voice cloning, which is kind of cool because when I joined Respeecher 3 years ago, a tech team was saying like, oh no, real-time? We don't think so. It's not going to happen. And then in like a year and a half, we developed a real-time thing. Would you like to try? So we can not only change the voice in real time, but we also can change the accent in real time. And I'll show you now our CTO, Dmitro, who is showcasing how it works.
Respeecher can now do voice conversion with accent conversion in real time. Check this out, it's pretty cool. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
How are you doing?
How are you doing?
Do you have some water?
Some water.
Do you?
Do you?
No.
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 That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Nice.
Nice.
As soon as I'll start replacing phone audio with the actual output of the system, you'll start noticing some delay due to computation. But it'd actually be easily accounted for by just delaying the video a little bit more.
Right now, you can see that there's no delay and lip sync is perfect.
He's a really deep male voice, for example. He's got a really cool accent. It's the voice number 237 from the VC2K dataset.
And this is an example of American accent, number 300 from the VC2K dataset.
Respeecher can now do voice conversion with accent conversion.
Sorry. And yeah, so the technology has a lot of applications for business. For example, it can be voice customization when you tailor your agent voice to align with your customer or client or brand expectations. And then you can keep the voice consistent for all the communications that is coming from your brand. So basically, if you have a I don't know, voice of a founder, a voice of ambassador, a voice of a character that represents the brand, the whole call center can be calling your customers in this particular voice. And then also our technology allows you to do a smooth transition from robot to human. So for example, if you have a bot that responds to your client requests, but then sometimes the request is more difficult than robot can handle, and your agent, human, has to jump in. Using text-to-speech and speech-to-speech technologies, you can still keep the voice consistent so customer doesn't understand where is this transition from robot to human. And then another thing would be accent adaptation, as you just have heard. You can expand your team without involving like extra costs for agents to adapt to particular regions, as well as you can hire people and professionals, no matter what their accent is and what their gender is. You can judge them by their professionalism only without judging how fitable is their voice or accent for your company. And then we opened up a couple of more industries for our technology. First of all, I want to talk a bit about security. So we do provide vision exercises and voice ID penetration testing and witness anonymization. With vision exercises, with voice cloning, we run exercises for enterprises to make sure that the employees don't fall for vision attacks. And then for voice ID penetration testing, there are lots of service providers that are actively adding voice ID features. And with real-time voice cloning, we test robustness of those voice ID features, making sure that synthetic voices don't go through. CDOs. In this case, Respeecher provides a high level of data protection and on-site equipment for real-time conversion to guarantee the security and anonymity. And then another important direction, another important direction we opened up recently would be healthcare. So with voice cloning technology, it's possible to significantly improve the lives of individuals with speech and voice disabilities. Particularly, it's beneficial for patients who have undergone laryngectomy, the surgical removal of larynx. This technology transforms the mechanical and unnatural sounds of electrolarynx to make it sound more clear, to make the speech more intelligible. And this advancement is enabling patients to communicate more effectively in various settings, like on calls or just social interactions. And that's it from me for today. I hope it was interesting. Thank you all for being here and listening to me. And I know it was a lot of information for this short period of time, and sometimes you need some time to digest it. So please feel free to reach out to me with any questions you may have on voice cloning, on ethical use of AI, on security and healthcare directions as well. I hope you can see my contact information on screen, and hope you will enjoy the rest of your time in Georgia. Thank you so much.